Hey guys, Snowbeck here. It's been a couple weeks since I made a video, so it's a beautiful day in Northeast Ohio. It's like 73 degrees, so just got done mowing the grass, so I figured I'd come in the garage here. We've been doing a little bit of work on a Mustang. As you saw last video, I put had the exhaust off, put a new starter in it, then I had to take the starter out, then I put it back in. So starter's good, everything's good. Now my battery's dead, so I got to charge the battery. But everything's good. It's back together. It's gonna work. I had the seat out because I thought I had to crawl underneath the dash. I'm too big to get underneath of there with a seat, so everything's good under there. So I put all that back together, and I'm gonna do a little bit more work on these traction bars. I made a video a while back on the traction bars, and it turns out that I'm gonna need a few spacers. So I found these big chunks of hard, dense plastic. I'll take you over there and I'll show you. I'm cutting them down. I'm going to put them, drill some holes, put them on the traction bars and make them fit underneath of the rear end perches. And I think that's all I really need to do. I'm going to screw them down onto the traction bars, put them back in, and should be good. So, I mean, what else we got to do? We're stranded at home with this stupid virus that's going around. So I'm out. My job's done for now. I'm shut down, so might as well make the best of it. I got this car to work on, and I got the 78 on the other side, so between a couple kids driving by. I live out in the country, so a couple kids just went by on go-karts and four-wheelers cruising down, so they're staying busy, I guess. So I'm going to go show you these spacers, and we'll see what we can do with these traction bars. So here we are. We got some pretty dense, really hard plastic. Okay, so basically what it was I found these, it's some sort of it's almost like a plastic brick. Not 100% sure what they're even for, but this is completely solid, dense plastic. So, see, I cut the end off with my miter saw, and there's another big thick piece in case you might need it for something. But you never know. I find stuff like this, I just bring it home because now it might work out perfect. So I got my 40 grit on here. I sanded them down a little bit. May have to sand them a little bit more. You know, we'll drill a couple holes in there, and those will mount to the top of the traction bar, and then the whole thing will slide right underneath it there, and we got a nice solid mounted perch, and it's already black, so it'll look pretty decent under there. So let's go see what it looks like. All right, so it's kind of hard to see, but as you can see, we put this spacer in here. It kind of blends in with the tire. You can't really, it's just black, but it fits in here pretty perfect, see? So this, we had this gap between here and here, but it's touching here. You know, it's hitting the front of the perch up here. Whoops, sorry, the camera. So we're hitting the perch here, so it's pretty solid. And you know, it may not be exactly the distance I need it from up there, but really, to be honest with you, these are really on here just because I think they look cool, not necessarily because they need to work. Just wanted that kind of that old school, you know, traction bar look. I remember when I was a kid, I seen these things all the time on the back of cars. Honestly, even back then, I think people put them on there just because they looked cool. So we put a little spacer in here, and I'm going to drill some holes into the traction bar, two holes through here, and countersink the two nuts, and go down into here, and that'll be, you know, that'll be on there pretty nice, and that'll be permanent on there. That way, and just in case these bolts loosen up, you know, this doesn't just fall out someday. So we'll put that on there, make it permanent, and we got this one here, and this one's going to go on the other side, except it's going to go in the front, and we'll do pretty much exactly the same thing. And this one will go here because it's touching, it's hitting in the back, it's hitting here. So put the spacer here, and it's going to look pretty sweet. So as you can see, we've got the exhaust is all back on, you know, and weather's being pretty nice, so hopefully we can get this thing back together and we'll put a battery in it and take it out for a ride. So I'm looking forward to summertime so we can get some videos out on the road, maybe find some car shows. Everything's shut down right now, so hopefully things will open back up. We can get some cars out and do a little mingling, maybe closer than 6 feet. So we'll see. Okay, so we put the block on. Basically, all I did was I just drilled a hole through, drilled a hole in here, stuck it on. The back is up against here, so one should be good. It ain't going to go anywhere. It's up against the back. It's flat here, so that goes on. Now let's go fit it under the car. So we got spacers in. It's all bolted down. It's solid. It's in a good spot. It's nice and tight. That thing's screwed in here, so it's not going to fall out due to vibrations, or these have lock washers on them, so they shouldn't come loose, but it's good and solid. Okay. This side, same thing. Spacer here, and it's bolted down. Goes right in here, and everything's solid. Looks good. So if anybody's looking to put on some old school traction bars on the Mustang 2s, I know they make some. They actually make some that are made just for this car, but I don't know. I just like this kind of old school look. You know, maybe they're not going to work exactly the way they should, but let's get a side view look. They sure do look cool. I like them. So let's see how it goes. They might be sticking down a little far. We may have to make an adjustment. Once it's down on the ground, they should lift up a little bit once there's weight on the car. So we'll see. But should look pretty good. So you can see the last video, one video we made with the red taillights. I just seen somebody had a post that of a company that makes the LED lights for these, and it's sequential. So I'm going to I copied the link that they had on their post, so I'm gonna order those sequential lights, have LEDs in here. I think basically it seems like all you do, you put the little LED plates that go in here. They plug right into the same outlet that the regular bulbs plug into, and then I think you got to put a different flasher in the fuse box. So I am going to send these out for powder coat. You can see how, you know, and most of yours are probably like this. See all the pits, how these get all pitted. So I'm going to grind these down smooth. I'm going to send them out to get them powder coated, probably like metallic silver, I think. I don't know. I don't have anybody around here that does chrome, and chrome's probably a lot more expensive than powder coat. I think powder coat will look pretty nice. They've come a long way with powder coat. It's pretty shiny. So I think I'm going to powder coat it, and then I will just pinstripe this black back in here. I think it'll look pretty sweet. Alright guys, so there's the traction bars with the spacers, and so like I said, anybody who's looking to do a old school version of some traction bars like that, you can pick those up. I got those. I actually found them on the marketplace. Some dude had them. They're still brand new. He just didn't have a box for them. I paid like 40 bucks for the set. So you look around, you can probably find them. Even if you find a set of used ones, you could probably sand them down and paint them yourself. Take them and get them powder coated. They'll look brand new. So they're not even that expensive. But they do look cool on these older cars. So I'm going to stick with those for now, see how they go. I am going to put frame ties on this thing later on this year. Subframe connectors, I should say. So those are going on this thing. And like I told you, I told you the last time I was going to make another video with the cam and the lifters and everything. Well, my buddy was going to help me do that, and now we're all quarantined, and you know, I mean, I know around here people are still going to the store. I still see people. I don't know how long this thing's going to last, but my wife, you know, she's like, just wait till it's done. I don't know. No sense pissing everybody off. So as soon as this whole thing's over, he's going to come over and we'll do this cam and everything. I'll try to keep making some cool videos. So I'm going to do a little bit of work over there on the 78, and I'm hoping to push that out of the garage. Push it out of that bay. I want to swing it around to the front, and I'd like to get the engine out and get that whole engine bay cleaned up and painted, because I'm going to repaint that entire car. It's going to be like a dark metallic or pearl blue with white stripes, because I have a white interior. So that thing's going to look pretty sweet. I got to get the roll bar finished welded and get that buttoned up. So there's a few things I can do with that car while I'm waiting for my buddy to help me with this one. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just hanging out in the garage. Somebody left a 6-pack of what's that, hard cider. It's pretty good. So I've been drinking a few of those and just chilling out in the garage. So until next time, don't get sick, don't cough on anybody, and hope you like my videos. Take it easy.